Okay, welcome back to another how-to video with the Nissan Versa, the daily. First off, I just want to apologize if my voice does sound a little cloudy. I'm still under the weather, guys. So this overlay that I'm going to be showing you basically is just the whole entire process of cleaning everything, scraping down all the adhesive. I simply just heated it and gently scraped at it, removing all the little bits of adhesive from the previous car that it was on. Now this is an OEM wing from an OEM car. I took it from the junkyard for around 35 bucks, which was no problem. Absolutely cheap. You know, for the daily, it was not too much. And it's the daily. It's not going to get anything super special like a carbon fiber wing, which would be nice. But then the daily would be the project car. We're not trying to make that happen. So after all the adhesive was scraped off, what I did was I simply just got a nice little piece of cardboard. And I outlined the entire wing, trying to cut it as best as I can. And my idea was to use this template to put it on the trunk to see where I can cut it at. However, though, with the amount of holes that the plastic fittings and all the other good stuff, I was like, no way. I wind up just taking out the plastic fittings. You'll see later on in the video. Right here, I did remove the third brake light because I do have the third brake light already in the car. I don't need one on the wing, and I don't want to deal with the wiring and all that other hassle. And yeah, this is basically just a simple one method on how to install a wing. You don't have to make a template. You could totally do it the other way, and I'll show you guys that later on in the video. So basically, I got it right here. Everything, all the screws matches down. Everything is where I need it. And right here, I was writing basically upside down. That's the middle part of where to put it on the trunk. And then right over here, it'd be the left side, well, right side, because, you know, I'm writing backwards and everything. And I should have wrote it left and right because when I did put it on the car, I was kind of dyslexic and I forgot a little bit. But basically, this cool little outline. And yeah, like I said, guys, right here, I flipped it over like a banana head. So I decided to go ahead and scratch this plan. Like I said, I'm going to be taking out the plastic nubs that hold in the wing. It does make it secure in the front, especially the adhesive. It's not strong enough to fully bond into. But I am not going to be drilling 1,000 holes into the trunk. Just 2 little holes, which you'll see later on. And let's go back to the video. Our template, I know I showed you guys how to do that. Honestly, it's a very good way because then bam, you got a template of the whole entire wing. So you can just copy and paste it, put it right there on the trunk and everything. But what I want to do is I want to first put the wing on there. So I'm going to try and take these things, little nubs out. So that's that one right there. This little guy right here on my finger. That third one over there. And then after that, maybe put a little black spray paint right over there. Put some tape on the trunk and then dabble those screws right there where I want it at. Of course, maybe even mark in the wing with a Sharpie to see where I gotta line it up. And then after that, of course, put the 3M tape on there. And then it should be a simple, quick install. Also going to be painting the third brake light because I don't need to run one of those. I don't want to do all the wiring. There's little scuffs anyway, so I'm just gonna paint this straight on there. Now, the third brake light still works on the vehicle, so I'm not too worried about, oh, are they going to see me from behind? This is just for aesthetics, not even for a real purpose. Because I got the base model of this Nissan Versa. Back seats don't even go down in the 2019, fun fact. So, enough of me babbling. Let's go ahead and tape up the trunk and see exactly where I got to start cutting and aligning everything else. Alright, just like that, got our nubs nubbed off. They've been sanded down. So they're completely smooth. There's no surface that's gonna be interfering with when I put the adhesive on. I think I missed a spot. Tools, like I say, you're gonna need. In this case, I'm gonna be using a cutter, something like that to pry back that padding from the trunk. And then you're not gonna need these tools. This is just to cut this off if you don't want it. Obviously, a filer, some tape. And bam, this tape is honestly, I'm gonna show you guys basically 2 methods. You can do it the way how I did it with a used box, and you just kind of line everything up like you saw in the video earlier. And after you're done lining everything up, then put it on the car and you mock up your holes, drill them in there, call it a day. You can see the size of that thing. Jesus Christ, there's no way I was gonna drill that big of a hole to fit this little guy in there. And these little things snapped off too. Now we're gonna take this shield apart and then mock the thing up onto the trunk. Let's get it. Trunk liner, that's what you want to call it. clean the surface before, obviously, so the glue sticks nice and secure. This would help out with the heat gun, but down here in the garage, drill holes will be probably in this hole right here and that hole right over there. Are you good, sir? And just like that, I wish I could say it's done, but basically I laid a nice little blanket of the tape all the way around just to kind of get it where I want to see it at. So right here we're maybe about a half a finger away. Same thing with this side, half a finger. So now this is going to be method number 2. As you guys seen earlier, I showed you method number 1, the way how you can do it with the cutouts and use everything from factory, all the little plastic bits and everything. But this is not a race car, so what we're gonna do today, basically I'm gonna get my screws in and I'm gonna paint the tips. That way I know exactly where I got it cut at, and you can see honestly it's flush with the body line. So that's where our wing has to be at. And I'm basically gonna just mock everything up so I know where the curve is at when I put it back down. Okay, so I know there's a lot of splats and everything moving it around, but got one in here, got one over there. So we open up our trunk. It looks like we're gonna have to go straight. It's gonna go straight in where those holes were at. So I kind of predicted right with the holes. We're gonna go from the top and then drill in and then put the wing on there with the 3M tape. You are going to need some 3M tape too. We're going to be cutting this in half. That's why we have a cutter. So that way it can line up all the way around. I don't think we have enough for the entire wing, so we're going to cut it, be generous, and split it down the middle. And we're just going to drill in our holes right now. Probably just big enough, not bigger than the screws itself. I took them out right now. Let me see here. We're not going to be drilling it bigger, obviously, than this cap right here. So it's honestly just enough for the threads to go inside, and then for the wing to be sitting down nice and comfortable. So let's get the drill out and start drilling in the trunk. So find our bolt, find our drill size. We're gonna go with that one right there. A little bit bigger is okay, as long as the washer is not slipping through. That's all we're gonna do, is just put this on there, start drilling in. Dang, son, there's a hole in my trunk. Well, no going back now. So I know you can start with a smaller hole and then gradually go bigger. I know, for all the experts out there. Okay, let's pop our trunk and see exactly where those holes are at. There's number 1. There's number 2. Straight out of that little hole, like I mentioned. Spot on or what? Obviously, trunk is open, I'm inside of it, but boom. Right in the hole. I like the look of that. Alright, there you have it, guys. Factory spoiler on a factory looking car. I mean, she's kind of low, but then again, it's all the trunk stuff and everything. Got the jack and tools back there. So now I'm gonna put the plate back on. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, any kind of things, just let me know. Comment down below, don't be shy. And I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Just a quick recap. Basically, if you want to do this at home, it's super easy. All you're gonna need is a 10mm for the wing bolts. And then you're gonna need a cutter for the adhesive tape, probably a lot more. If you're gonna do the cardboard method, you need some cardboard real quick. and then that foam can did not work as planned. But then obviously some pliers if you want to take it off the little nubs. You're gonna need a drill bits. This is maybe like a 4 out of 10 on the difficult scale. It's not too hard, guys. Definitely, if you don't want to even drill, just take all the bolts off, take everything off, put 3M tape on there, stick it on real good, and you'll be good to go. Most of the supercars nowadays have very small amount of screws in them for lightweight. Obviously, just put 3M on there, call it a day, stick it down, and it sticks. As always, guys, stay safe and stay chill.